We have Nacho Mateo from IE University. Welcome, Nacho. We have Yolanda Perez from Banco Sabadell. We have Juan José Solís from BBVA. We have José Mínguez from Endesa. We have Paloma Castellano from Wayra, Telefónica. We have Susie Meyer from HV Capital. We have Alec Fugil from Rakuten. We have Nicolas Dibok from Eurazeo. We have Luca Bocchio from Axel. And we have Rocío Pillado from Adara. Welcome. All right, so we're going to begin with our first startup. Our first startup is in the category of energy and sustainability. Alerion is represented by Oyer Penagaricano, who is the CEO based in Spain. Alerion is a company that provides drones as a service for energy production. Join me in welcoming Oyer.
So, thank you. A few years ago, I was doing my PhD developing space navigation for missions on asteroids. Later on, there was an opportunity through the European Space Agency to transfer that technology for drones. And that's how Alerion was born. So take wind energy, for example. It has become an alternative and a viable source of energy. However, there's an issue with wind turbines. They produce, on average, about 10% less of what they should be producing due to unresolved maintenance issues. In 2019 alone, 8.5 billion euros of wind energy were not produced when the machines were in operation. That's 8 billion euros more that could have been produced had the right tools been available. So what does Alerion do? We build digital twins for wind turbines. And why do we do that? So owners and operators can produce more energy and reduce their maintenance costs. And how do we do that? Well, we combine our patented drone system, artificial intelligence, blade engineering and other turbine component engineering modeling, and we can pinpoint exactly where energy losses are coming from and what maintenance will be most optimal for the wind turbine. So this is a growing market. Wind energy is growing at a blistering 15% every year. In Spain alone, there are 20,000 wind turbines, over 500,000 in the world. What makes us different is we have a patented drone that allows us to do blazing fast, really high-quality inspections. First step, we have our own AI engine and the blade engineering models that are not otherwise available. So currently, we have quite good market traction with some of the main players, well, with most of the main players in Spain, some players in Europe, and now we're looking to raise our A round in order to grow and internationalize our solution. Again, our revenue stream is twofold. On the one hand, we have drone as a service inspections. On the other hand, software as a service subscription for the digital twin. Of course, this wouldn't be possible without our amazing team. I do the talking, but the rest of the team does the burden of the work. So, investors, institutions, entrepreneurs, if you like wind turbines to produce more energy, more efficiently, I'm all yours. Thank you.
Yes, Q&A here.
No, you can.
We need the mic?
I can repeat.
Okay, what is the question?
José Mínguez from Endesa, Head of Innovation. Could you explain a little bit how do you use the digital twin to improve your system technically?
Yeah, so with a digital twin, it's not just a 3D model of a turbine. It also involves the structural dynamics, and not only the modeled structural dynamics, but also we take into account the damages it has, the SCADA data, which allows us to know what vibrations it has, and basically the whole dynamics of the turbine. With that, we can pinpoint exactly where the energy losses are coming from, and we can also estimate the remaining lifetime of each component and the turbine as a whole. And with that, we can basically optimize energy production over the lifetime of the asset, which doesn't necessarily mean to produce more energy, because that could shorten the lifespan of the wind turbine. It's more about optimizing that. I don't know if that answers your question. Okay, thank you.
We got time for one more, I think.
Thanks. Can you tell us a little more about the team?
Yeah,
you went through it very fast.
Sorry, yeah, I was running out of time, sorry. I started a bit late as well. So the team, currently we're 25 people. 4 people, well, I'm technical, but I act as a CEO, I don't do that much technical work. So 4 people that are business development, and then the rest, 21 people, 17 of them engineers. Out of those 17, 15 software engineers, 2 hardware engineers, and then 4 technicians, which do like the field work and the preparation of drones and all that. I don't know if we're all based in Spain.
We're out of time. Let's give a big hand to Ilarion.
Thank you.
Okay, our next startup is in the category of digital business. Ponycode, represented by Benedetta Dal Canton, is a co-founder based in France. Ponycode is a platform dedicated to assisting developers thanks to the power of artificial intelligence, making software engineering easier and software more reliable. Join me in welcoming Benedetta Dal Canton.
Hello, I'm Benedetta and I'm a co-founder and software developer at Ponycode. The events that you see in these slides all have something in common. They all are software bugs which have made the headlines for a reason or another. These examples are all pretty dramatic, to be honest, and of course we don't expect bugs of this serious to happen every day. But what is sure is that bugs can have a tremendous impact on the reputation of any company, and nobody is really safe from them. Today, the estimated cost of bad code is $85 billion per year, be in the form of dissatisfaction from users, or the time spent by developers to fix them, or the delay in producing new features. Because of this, developers actually spend less than 50% of their time actually coding and developing new features. As a developer myself, I know firsthand how frustrating this is, and also as a co-founder of a company, I know how costly it is. Essentially, it's a lose-lose situation. This is why we founded Ponycode. Ponycode aims to be an AI-based coding partner for all developers, and it has the goal of increasing the quality of the code they produce, increasing their productivity, and as a consequence, also increasing their happiness. The first challenge that we've taken up is the generation of unit tests. Unit tests give us confidence about the foundations of our code, and all developers know that they're very important, but they have 3 main faults. We need a lot of them, they take a lot of time to write, and no developer likes writing them. The result is that either we don't write them at all, with a risk for the quality of our code base, or we do, but this has a negative impact on the speed at which we can produce new features, new functionalities, new products. To respond to this problem, at Ponycode we've created an artificial intelligence engine that uses natural language processing technology to analyze and understand the code. This engine provides suggestions of scenarios that should be tested for a given function, completely adapted to each developer's code, without the developer really having to write any line of code unless they really want to. Effectively, it means that we're able to reduce the time it takes to write a unit test down to a matter of seconds, making it really a no-brainer to always test your code. Beyond providing tools to assist the developers in their day-to-day, the Ponycode business platform includes monitoring capabilities as well, so that the project managers and CTOs can keep better control over the quality of their code and over the resources and always take the right decisions. As of today, we believe that Ponycode is on track to becoming the most complete AI-powered unit testing solution on the market, and this makes us really, really excited. Our product has been available in public beta since last summer, and we already count more than 10,000 users and nearly a dozen between clients and pilots. We've generated over 16,000 unit tests, and all of this across 3 different programming languages. Last year, we were able to secure 3 million euros in seed funding, which allowed us to double the size of our team, and it created a lot of opportunities for us to work with software quality leaders. We are full of exciting plans for 2022 and can't wait to show the world what we have in store. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll take any question.
All right. Q&A time. Do we have a mic that works? Looks like we do. All right.
Hello, Yolanda Perez from Be a Startup of Banco Sabadell. Congratulations. Can you tell us a little more about the competitive landscape and your advantage, please?
Hi, thank you. Yeah, of course. Can you hear me well? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, it seems it's fine. Okay, so of course, what we're doing is kind of a new thing. AI on code is not something that has really been done before. It's been attempted, but it's not really been done. So a couple of years ago, when we started this, it was not really something that was understood. And now, for the first time, we're seeing some giants of software actually joining the game, which for us is a big reassurance in the sense of it's a confirmation that our interest in a software transformation has been validated. So we do see some big players, but so far nobody has reached the level of accuracy in terms of unit test generation that we have been able to reach. That's because we have chosen an area of focus that it's more limited in a sense. So we are playing on unit tests today, and but so far we've been able to show that even a small team, we're 20 people, so limited amount of resources, we're able to play against like big players. When we think about the latest, GitHub Copilot, for example, we also hear a lot of people that are not in the industry that tend to see this as a competition, as one excludes the other. And what we're seeing actually with a lot of our users is that we find that they actually use Ponycode and other tools at the same time. So they see them as complementary rather than one against the other, because nobody does exactly the same thing. It's really, everything is new in terms of AI and code. And so we welcome new players because we can actually learn from them.
Okay, thank you, Benedetta. We're out of time, unfortunately. We're going to go now for our third finalist. Please, our finalists, when you're answering questions, try to make them brief so that we can have more than one question answered. So, in the category of consumer trends, TuneFork is the winner, and Turner Shore, the CEO from Israel, is going to present physically. What does TuneFork do? Well, they're an audio personalization technology, allowing you to experience the future of sound. Join me in welcoming Turner Shore.
Hi everyone, my name is Tomer and I'm the CEO of TuneFork. My personal story began with my father, who injured due to his military service and his hearing damaged badly. When I searched for a solution for him, I found out that hearing is an individual experience. Each of us has a unique earprint, just like fingerprint, but audio systems and smart devices aren't adjusted to our needs. This is a great challenge for over 1.5 billion people with hearing loss around the world. So for them, we've developed TuneFork, an audio personalization technology that allows the user to find their unique earprint and adjust all the audio content according to their needs. So how does it actually work? We've developed a self-hearing test that one can take with a regular smartphone and regular pair of headphones. In few minutes, you can get clinical results of your hearing. Based on the results, with our algorithms, we are creating a personal audio profile that we can back embed into smart devices, into audio services, optimizing and personalizing any kind of audio content. There are some other solutions in the market, like hearing aids and amplified smartphone, but we have several major competitive advantages. First of all, we're clinical accurate. We just finished a clinical trial with Sheba Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in the world, validating our test. We have the most accurate self-hearing test in the world. Second of all, we're simple and available. You just need a regular smartphone, regular pair of headphones, and you can use our technology. And we are device agnostic. You can use any kind of headphones, any kind of smartphone, and enjoy our technology. The market is huge. When we are looking at music streaming, video streaming, and web conferencing alone, the total addressable market for audio personalization technologies is over $10 billion. Our business model is B2B2C. We are licensing our technology to giants in the industry and then sharing the revenues of their premium subscription, the fees that they are charging for their premium subscription from their users. We are a team of 12 employees. Both Yoav and I, the founders of the company, are alumni of 8200, the elite technology unit of the Israel Defense Forces. And we also have experts, both from the medical side and from the high-tech and startup scene in Israel. We raised $2 million to date. We have customers in the US, bringing new customers from Europe in the next few months. And basically, if you want to hear more, just use TuneFork. Thank you very much.
And right on time, too. Questions from the jury? Speechless. Yes, we have a question here. We got a mic that works.
Rocío from Adara. Thank you for the pitch. I just have, so what is your traction right now? Do you have already partnerships, pilots, or is it working already? Yes.
Yes, it's working already. It's implemented into devices and services in the US. And we have our standalone app. You can download the app on Android devices. And since last week on iOS devices, you can take the test and you can feel the personalization for yourself. Currently, it's not just for people with hearing loss. All of you can use it and you can enjoy personalized sound.
We got time for at least one more question.
Hello, thank you. How do you get the fingerprint, I mean the ear print, or I don't know you call it? Is people taking pictures with their smartphone? Or?
Yes, so the test is just like the medical test that you can get in hospitals or in clinics. You're taking headphones, and we are, you will hear beeps on both ears. You're touching the screen, you hear them, and this is how we characterize your hearing. Based on the results, we are adjusting, like a smart equalizer, adding more algorithms to make the personal, optimized experience for you.
I think we got time for a last quick question. I think we're good. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much.
All right, our fourth finalist is from the category of connectivity and data. It's called Internext. It's represented by Fran Villalba Segarra, who is the CEO in Spain. He will be connecting virtually. Internext's mission is to help shape a world that respects humanity's privacy rights. So they're going to make sure our data stays private. Join me in welcoming Fran Villalba.
Hi, I'm Fran, and I'm the founder and CEO of Internext. So here at Internext, we're essentially creating a series of internet services that strive to compete with those of Google, Amazon, Facebook, etc. We've seen that essentially these huge tech giants are in reality data mining companies, and the services they provide are a means to an end instead of an end per se. Whereas the services we are trying to provide are an end per se, unlike those of Google, etc. These companies, very often get hacked. They leak your data to governments, or they sell it. A huge part of Google's or Microsoft's revenues come from advertising. So, essentially, they don't really care about the user, and that's what we're trying to solve on the internet. This is a rising concern both for individuals and businesses. So we thought it was something very, very important for us to tackle. The solution, we are creating a wide range of internet services, as I said, that are trying to compete with those of Google, for example, with the G Suite of Google, for instance. The first service is Internext Drive. We launched that last year after 3 years of development. Essentially, it's a unique kind of cloud storage service because of the technology it uses to ensure that all your data remains private and secure. Essentially, how it works is, unlike traditional services, we client-side encrypt data and we fragment it, and we distribute that data all over the world using centralized technology. So essentially, servers host or hold encrypted data shards. So it's virtually impossible for hackers or companies or ourselves or governments to have access to your data. So this is the first of many services on our portfolio that we're creating as well. We're about to launch Internext Photos, Internext Send, Internext Mail, etc. All leveraging these hugely unique technology. The cloud storage market, however, is it's a fast-growing market. It's growing at 20% year over year. And we're trying to differentiate from these competitors, as I said, by providing a more secure, more private alternative to what they're providing. They're very rigid in what they can and they can't do. They're publicly listed companies where most of their revenue is coming from data and advertising. So we are much faster than them at embracing this huge trend, this huge privacy trend. Most of my experience comes from cloud storage. I worked for 5 years in a cloud company called Hostinger before I started Internext. And our team, they're all passionate, young people, but also very knowledgeable people that we've selected and they've joined our team. We're growing our team as well. We expect to be 50 people next year. We've got a freemium subscription business model. We've got a 3% conversion rate from free to paid, and we're growing at a 30% month-over-month. And then in terms of financials, we will be generating 1 million euros in revenues this year in just 1 year of basically functioning. Next year, we expect to generate around 5 million euros in revenues. And we've also just closed a 1 million euro seed round where we got Miami VC, The Venture City, and Angels Capital, which is a huge VC fund from Juan Roig, one of the biggest, richest people here in Spain. So we're very happy with that, and that will help us grow even faster. Thank you.
All right, thank you. 2 minutes for questions.
Hi, Fran. Thanks a lot for the presentation. I have a quick question. So you touched a little bit on the business model, but I didn't really understand if it's going to be B2C or B2B and how you're actually thinking about rolling it out, because it's such a sensitive topic. And I guess especially with service being still, on service, where are you thinking about relocating them, as in the US, or it's going to be Europe, or where is it going to be based? Thank you.
Right. Yeah. Can you hear me? Yes. Yeah. You can hear me. Okay. So we've essentially got both B2B and B2C customers. So it's like Dropbox or Google Drive. It's both used by individuals and businesses. We've got customers all over the world. It's a digital business, so we've got customers in India, the United States, Europe, virtually everywhere. We can scale very fast. We're scaling really, really fast. We've got customers, basically globally. And just to finish, we started with a more B2C approach because it's a very complex service in terms of technically. So in the beta stages, etc., we can't really roll out to businesses. But now we're both B2B and B2C, and next year we'll go very strong B2B. That'll be most of our growth next year with huge corporations. We've already sealed a big partnership with the Spanish government. And with other governments all over the world, we're sealing as well other partnerships to basically secure their data to avoid that data being hacked or basically getting that data inaccessible by users or whatever because of hacking.
Okay, I think we have time for a very quick question.
Hi, Alec from Rakuten. Does this work across all devices?
Yeah, 100%. So really fast answer as well. We're basically everywhere. Linux, Windows, Mac, all browsers, all devices, iOS, Android, everywhere. We've got a lot of users, a lot of traction. You can download it, you can try it out. 100%.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's give a hand to Internext. All right, our next category is education. Simba is a female-founded startup, all-in-one platform that helps organizations streamline the management of their talent development programs. And it's not every day that I can welcome to the grand stage one of my former students. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Paula Mora, founding member of Simba.
Let me tell you a story about a girl who moved to the US at the age of 9. As an undocumented student, she had big career aspirations. As soon as she could, she took on extra part-time jobs and eventually 5 unpaid internships to make her aspirations a reality. Hola, me llamo Paula Mora, founding member of Simba, and that girl is me. Did you know that internships are the single most important factor to landing a job after college? However, who has access? A single summer internship in New York can cost students up to $10,000. And now, due to COVID, over 47% of US employers have canceled their internship programs altogether in 2020 alone. However, today, closing the opportunity gap is at the touch of a keyboard. Cue remote internships. Through remote internships, employers are able to tap into talent from Lima, Peru to Melbourne, Australia. And that is when we realized the power of remote work to make connections and level the playing fields for students like me who did not have access. When we first got started building Simba, we sat down with around 250 HR teams, and we realized one thing. Internships are a mess. They're using spreadsheets and on average 8 different platforms to manage a single program. They needed a solution to scale, so we built Simba to power symbiotic experiences. We work with some exciting customers like Robinhood and Chewy and Apple, to name a few. And here's how they use Simba today. First, they onboard all their participants in a seamless experience. Then they welcome them into a Launchpad page where they can manage their projects and track their performance. Then they can invite them to a community where they build profiles and engage with one another. And finally, but definitely not least, is our dashboard feature, which enables program managers to understand the success of their programs and gain real-time insights. Our business model is pretty straightforward. We charge a setup fee and a fee based on the number of users. And the internship market is very exciting. In the US alone, companies are spending around $130 billion on their programs each year. However, they're not converting all their candidates, which means that nearly half of the spend is not being realized. In the past year, we have skyrocketed. We have gone from 0 to 1 million ARR, have supported over 5,000 internship programs, have positive net retention, 100% renewals, and close to $15 million in our pipeline today. We're also getting noticed. Simba was recently named as a leader in the workforce revolution. And we are proud to be a diverse, all-female founded startup that has done over 32 internships combined, and supported by some of the leaders in this space, like the first CHRO of LinkedIn. We have an exciting mission. In the next 3 years, we want to power 1 million job opportunities on our platform. We invite you to join us. Together, let's power up the workforce. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Q&A.
Hello, Paula. Nacho Mateo from IE University. My question is regarding your scalability challenge. Okay, how are you going to manage the filtering process of the talent that you are receiving, and how do you do that process of filtering that talent before presenting the candidates to the companies?
Yeah, so I love your question, Nacho. Actually, we're not doing matchmaking. Matchmaking is actually a space that's very saturated. There are a lot of companies doing this in the States and even here. However, we're focusing specifically on the experience side of the program. So Simba really starts when the internship kicks off, right? So we're helping the onboarding, the project management, the experience, the community. And to your question about scalability, we are very excited. The platform has really helped scale our customers' internship program. So for example, Genentech, one of our greatest customers that we have today, they're part of the Roche Group. They started off with 50 interns in December 2020. Last summer, we supported around 400 interns, and we just had a conversation with them last week. We're gonna scale to about 7,000 interns across their different regions. They're located all over the world, really. So you see how this platform really supports that scalability too.
Okay, I think we have time for one last question over here, at the end here. Quick question, please, and quick answer.
I don't know if it's very quick, but congratulations for the presentation. Can you explain us a little more about your go-to-market strategy?
Yeah, of course. We have relied a lot on partnerships. Partnerships is one of the biggest go-to-market strategies we have. Over 60% of our current customers have come through channel partners. And even our current customers have been awesome referral partners as well. So they have actually referred 15 customers to our services. Robinhood, actually, one of our current customers, they have referred around 15 employers to our services too. Of course, we also have marketing, and a lot of our customers are finding us on Google.
We gotta go. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Big hand for Simba, please. All right, moving right along. In the category of Industry 4.0, we have Lanai Space, represented by Daniel Perez Grande, CEO in Spain, who's going to be here physically. Now, what does Lanai Space do? They're a customized electric propulsion solutions and concurrent maneuver optimization company that enables nanosatellites to go further and longer. Yeah, let's find out about this. Join me in welcoming Daniel Perez.
Okay, so if I asked you to picture a rocket, you would probably think about something like this, the Falcon Heavy from SpaceX. And if I asked you to picture a satellite, you might think about one of these bus-sized geostationary satellites. Now, due to recent advances in the miniaturization of multiple technologies and the lowering cost of accessing space, most satellites launched today look more like this. This is a nanosatellite, and the neat thing about it is that it retains most of the functionality of larger satellites in a much smaller package. It might also surprise you to know that most of the rockets flying out there today are not these big launcher vehicles that we're used to seeing, but actually much smaller integrated propulsion systems that allow these satellites to reach their final destinations once they're in orbit. Now, as satellites get smaller, these propulsion systems have the challenge to be miniaturized, and that is the challenge that we're up against at ENI Space. I am Daniel Perez, and we're focusing on disrupting the onboard propulsion market in small satellites. Now, it's a great moment to come into the space market. It's growing like crazy. Most satellites launched today are very, very small, which means that a lot of new players can come in with a lot of innovations into the field. It's a market that's going to reach $30 billion by 2025, and it's led by a lot of emergent applications. But the issue that we found is that most of these nanosatellites don't really have onboard propulsion on them. This is what the numbers this is what the numbers actually look like, and there's a huge divide between the small satellites and the larger satellites. And actually, in the larger satellites, the adoption rates are really high because these propulsion systems are very critical systems in most satellite missions. So the barriers to mass adoption that we found are 4: cost, satellite constraints in terms of power, mass, and volume availability, satellite variability, because the propulsion system for a 1 kilo satellite is very different to the one for a 100 kilo satellite, and finally, dedicated knowledge related to the field. Our solution at ENI Space is twofold. One is Athena. It's our ultra high efficiency, ultra low cost electric propulsion system that can be customized to meet the demands of our clients. Secondly is a software tool, ENI Go, which allows us to determine these propulsion requirements, translate those into design features for the Athena thruster, and finally operate them once they're in orbit. We like to say that we're a very client-oriented company. We try to look first at what kind of satellites the clients are flying, what kind of power they have on board, and finally, what kind of missions they want to carry out. And all of that translates into a unique propulsion system for them that we then market to them. Basically, everybody else is doing this the other way around, and we just don't think that's the best way to do it. So I'd like to finish with some metrics. So 2021 has been a great year. 2022 and 2023 are going to be all about sales of thrusters. We hope to reach 3.5 million euros in revenue by 2023. And we hope to reach break even in 2022 with just sales of 8 thrusters. If anyone's interested, we're opening a Series A round in 2022. So if you want, you can come talk to us later. And I'm going to leave it here because that's all my time. And I just want to finish by saying that what we do at ENI Space really is rocket science. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Questions?
Hello. So, Daniel, thank you for the speech. I think it was very clear. The question is, can you tell us something about the tests that you have done with your product? And the second question is, which are your main customers here?
Sure. So we're actually going to be demonstrating our technology in orbit this December. This is actually the first time we've spoken about it, so we're very excited about this chance to operate our technology once it's in space. This is the final test for any kind of space technology. We're going to be doing that in a couple of months, so that's great. Second of all, most of our clients are either satellite integrators or satellite manufacturers themselves. But we actually were able to play with the whole value chain of, let's say, the satellite mission, from preliminary design to integration of our systems and then to operation. So we support the clients or our clients through the whole, let's say, lifetime of the satellite. So that's kind of like what we're marketing towards.
All right, we got time for another question at least.
IE University. Can you give us brief background about the team of the founders?
Sure. We're actually 3 PhDs from Universidad Carlos III de Madrid. We were also aerospace engineers. We finished our PhDs in plasma physics and nuclear fusion, and we decided that we had a good idea for the technology to kind of build a technology that hasn't really been exploited since the 70s, and we're kind of bringing it up to the 21st century now. So now we're 12 people with a lot of multidisciplinary backgrounds, and we're going to be about 15 this year, and we have electronics engineers, software developers, let's say the whole thing, right? It's very important to have a multidisciplinary team in this field, so.
All right, I think we're out of time. Thank you very much. Big hand for Lanai Space. Okay, our next category is mobility and smart cities. Logistico is the name of the startup, represented by Alfonso Porras, who is the CEO and co-founder. The company is from Spain, and he'll be joining us physically in a moment. Logistico enables retailers and logistics companies optimize and delight their logistics operations and customer experiences using SaaS technology. Join me in welcoming Alfonso Porras.
The e-commerce has changed the supply chain and multiplied last-mile delivery across every industry in a very short time. More than 90% of retailers consider last mile a critical differentiator to make more money. 80% of all SME logistic companies, retailer partners, do not yet use a digital tool to manage their ops. And actually, 84% of consumers won't return after just one poor delivery experience. So we definitely can say that it's impossible to compete for all these players against big ones who develop their own technology. Therefore, we built Logistico, a cloud-based last-mile logistic management to help them to scale up and optimize their customer experience at the logistic operations. With that, we are digitizing the entire life-cycle logistic process, from orders to warehouses through dispatching, and finally offering the best customer experience. Also, an entire reporting engine that aggregates all the data in one solution. And all that is truth, getting easiest operation, delight their customer, and being more sustainable, with a real impact in their P&L. This is a massive opportunity with unprecedented growth. Just in Spain, our target revenue is 21 million, considering the 10% of this market. Our main differentiation set for our customer is the fast fail integration and the ease of use of our strong modular solution, like tailor-made. We are a SaaS B2B, and we make money in a very simple way. Number of deliveries and number of the features that they need. The most important value of Logistico is the team. We have international startup experience in Australia, in Germany, or Japan, supported by GoHub as a lead investor. We achieved a rapid traction in short time, from 1,500 to plus 10K in MRR, and the growth in our North metric, with more than 12x. Getting on target right now will multiply per 5 our revenue. Your main achievement is to reach 100K MRR in Q1 2023. To achieve that, we are looking for $500,000 to become more robust solution and to be profitable in these markets. Recapping, Logistico born in one of the hottest markets in the economy, with a huge validating needs, commit growth in few months, and with a big purpose. Enable companies to be profitable, to be sustainable, and build a future where they fulfill their promises. So let's become leading with Logistico. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Right on time here.
Hi again, it's Susie again from HV. I have a question for you in terms of the sector. So where are you going to start? Are you going to start on, I don't know, maybe the retail side for the end customer, or who's your B2B end party on the ICP? So who's the ideal customer for you?
What
Which
kind
size?
of
Is it a smart?
What is a kind of customer, a virtual customer?
Correct. Okay. Price, is it a small enterprise?
Okay,
or which
yeah.
kind of customer do you look for? In which sector?
Okay, good. Our main sector, our main vertical is logistic operators. At the side is SMEs. So we want to offer to these kind of companies, logistic operators, the ability or the solution to scale their revenue. So go directly to the retailer and jump the big ones, operators, to have more capacity to scale their business, actually. That's the big point for them.
One more question.
Jose Minguez from Endesa. There are many last mile companies. What would you say is your competitive advantage over other companies?
Okay, thank you. That's a big one and a good one, actually. Our main differentiation, like I said in the presentation, there are two big points. One is the friendly integration. So we are integrating so many integrators, like Deliverea or something like that. So it's so fast, the integration with our customer. On the other side, the ease of use of strong modular solution. What that means? That means that we have so many modules, and all of them work in the same environment. So this is a huge point for the selection in our customer to choose us, actually.
Okay, thank you very much. We're out of time.
Thank you. Okay.
All right, moving right along. We got 3 more to go. The next category is travel. Yeah, travel. Remember travel? Some of us are traveling again. This one's called Wheel the World. Joanna Grau, the partnership manager from the US, is going to be presenting physically. So what does Wheel the World do? Well, recognized by the Lonely Planet, which many of you have heard of, it is the world's leading travel solution for people with disabilities. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Joanna from Wheel the World.
At Wheel the World, we're empowering people with disabilities to explore the world without limits. Did you know that 15% of today's population has a disability? We should do something about it. My name is Joanna, and I'm a partnership manager at Wheel the World, as well as a professional racing driver. And I love speed, and that's why I decided to join this high-growth technological startup that is changing so many people's lives. People with disabilities when traveling face several challenges. The first one is that the accessibility information is not online, and the current solutions that we have at the market do not guarantee accessibility. The accessibility needs differ tremendously from person to person. Could you imagine about going to a hotel room and not being able to know if you're going to access the toilet or even the shower? These are the kind of problems that people with disabilities are facing. And this is why we decided to create and start doing something about it. Wheel the World, with the purpose to make the world accessible. And you might be asking, how are you doing this? We have built an online travel marketplace to find and book multi-day trips, places to stay, and things to do with detailed accessibility information. How do we gather this information? We have developed our own technology, in this case, it's accessibility mapping system, in which all of our community and our partners are able to retrieve accessibility information of their products so it can be displayed later on in our website. But this is not it, because every user that signs up in our company is able to create an accessibility profile, which is this one, and we make sure to fit their needs with the products that we offer. So far, since the beginning of the company, we have demonstrated that the more listings that we have, the more revenues, without taking into consideration the complicated year that we all lived through the pandemic. Our business model is that we take a 20% of commission on every single booking that takes place on the website. And the market is huge, because only American and European travelers spend every year in traveling $63 billion. Our competition is big as well, but we are our own proprietary of our own technology, because at the end, we're matching the user needs with the products. And we have a totally different view on disability and a unique brand. And the best thing about us is our team is a team which is passionate and that knows about disability. What we've proven so far is that we have great unit economics, we have a huge market opportunity, and an emerging trusted brand, and a clear path to follow. The more listings, the more technology, and the more bookings. This is why we're closing our Series A investment opportunity, and we still have some room for some investors. So if you want to be part of Wheel the World, you need to take care about these people. These are the people's lives that we're changing through traveling, and this is why we want you to join our company. Because at the end, all of us are going to have a disability as a consequence of aging, so we better start doing something about it now. Thank you so much for your attention. My name is Joanna, and this is
Thank you. All right. Can we get excited about this, guys? Question here.
In your current business model, where are you putting more focus? In generating demand or creating the supply? So finding the right locations and the right place to travel.
Well, right now, our biggest focus is in creating supply.
Hello, congratulations on your pitch.
Thank you.
Thank you for building this kind of products. Could you tell us a bit more about the metrics, the traction that you already have?
Okay, so far we have almost 500 products in our website, which are divided between accommodations, things to do, and multi-day trips. We have had an amazing amount of 1,200 travelers so far, which is huge. And, well, those are our biggest metrics.
We got time for another question?
Yeah, Nicolas from Eurasio. Do you have like a API strategy? Because once you get the data, what is accessible and not, you could like share it with other travel websites and get maybe a rev share.
That's a good question, because right now we don't have the AP. We're not that big, but we want to develop it. And right now, all of the accessibility information that we gather is through our community and through our partners. But we would like to have an AP in the future connection with other travel bookings, companies, and other industries, definitely.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you.
Wheel the World. Okay, we got 2 to go. The next category is health and well-being. Idoven, represented by Manuel Marina Breise, is a cardiologist and also the CEO of this startup in Spain. He's going to be here physically. So what does Idoven do? They seek to prevent cardiac diseases, myocardial infractions, and sudden death. And how do they do that? By creating an artificial intelligence-based SaaS cloud platform. Join me in welcoming Manuel Marina.
We are Idoven. We were born to reduce cardiovascular disease and sudden cardiac death. We are doing it by automating the way cardiac arrhythmias are diagnosed using artificial intelligence. Let's start with the problem. Cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death and the single largest cost driver in the global healthcare system. I'm a cardiologist, and I have seen this pain firsthand every single day. The real problem is time. We doctors spend almost 1 million hours a day in Europe analyzing electrocardiograms, also known as ECGs, which is the way we diagnose arrhythmias. This inefficiency is part of an overall annual cost of almost 800 billion. There is a massive market here, highly manual, that we can automate using artificial intelligence. 300 million ECGs are manually analyzed by experts every year around the world. The cost of that time spent by doctors analyzing those ECGs is around 11 billion and growing 12% a year. The solution we created is Willem. Willem is a SaaS medical platform based on artificial intelligence that analyzes electrocardiograms and Holter ECGs from any wearable, from any duration, at a cardiologist level. And it's working. Out of 288 cardiac patterns, Willem automates the diagnosis of 74 most frequent arrhythmias, affecting millions of people with an accuracy higher than 90%. Moreover, we have been the first team able to predict the behavior of atrial fibrillation, which is the most common sustained arrhythmia in the general population. We have a strong value proposition. We automate the diagnostics process, reducing cost by 10 and report delivery time by 20. As we have already seen, there is a massive market here. That's why very big companies have an interest. We think we have an edge. Our three main competitive advantages are that we are hardware agnostic, that competitors are restricted to a very small number of arrhythmias, none of them has prediction capabilities, and we have a different go-to-market strategy. Our business model is very simple. It's a B2B SaaS model, engagement is high and it's growing. We are now focused on big health entities and health digital platforms. We were ranked #1 health tech project in Spain 2 years ago. We have received the European Seal of Excellence and are granted from the European Commission ACE 2020, the Maestria Consortium, directed by Université de la Sorbonne in Paris. As far as the team is concerned, I'm a cardiologist with a master's degree in statistics and executive education. Jose Maria is a telecommunication engineer with a PhD on machine learning applied to cardiology, and Inigo is a serial entrepreneur who sold his first startup for more than 80 million euros, has raised more than 120 million from VCs, venture capital, and has led teams of more than 200 people. Iker Casillas, the Spanish goalkeeper who suffered a heart attack in training last year, joined the team a year ago. And now we are a highly qualified team with experience in the best companies and institutions. We are being able to attract such a talent thanks to our purpose. Indeed, our social impact is very strong. For every 1,000 patients we analyze, 15 will not die from an undiagnosed cardiac disease. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, Q&A.
From the customer side, how does it work? Could you elaborate a little bit more? How is the user experience for the customer side?
Yeah. At the end, we analyze raw data, not maybe the hardware that is of the hospital, not maybe how the data from the heart are recorded. You send that to an API, and you have a diagnosis back in a few minutes. So it's a process that is taking right now 40 minutes of highly specialized doctors, cardiologists and other kinds of doctors, analyzing those data manually with all kinds of softwares. And we do that, those 40 minutes of a Holter ECG, for example, we are doing that in less than 3 minutes. So that's the value proposition. The experience is you don't have to check bit by bit the electrocardiogram to diagnose the cardiac pattern. You just send the data to a cloud platform, you have the diagnosis back. And that's what doctors are looking. They want to know what's going on that heart to treat the patient. They don't want to spend a lot of minutes per patient, those 1 million hours a day of doctors in Europe analyzing those data to have the diagnosis. They just are looking for the diagnosis. And that's the value proposition.
Okay, we've got time for one more question, quick.
One very short. You talk about B2B, your final client are the hospitals, I understand. If you could clarify that. And about the technology, you mentioned that you have endurance competence. What's the technology better than the other competence you have? So why are you better there?
Yeah, okay. Our clients are big health companies, big pharma companies, hardware manufacturers. Those are leaders, worldwide leaders on that side, and also hospitals. But also those technology companies that talk the language we talk, and big pharma companies are some of our clients. And about the technology, we were the first team, so we were able to innovate in prediction. Nobody has been able to do that, and we published that in the highest impact factor journal in arrhythmia field, and was ranked as one of the 10 most important papers of the year when we published that. So prediction is a new market, and so none of the competitors has already demonstrated that they are able to do that.
Okay.
And then the number of arrhythmias. They are restricted to 4 arrhythmias. We are able to do 74.
Thank you very much. Big hand here to Idoven. All right, so we've come to the end of the startup competition. It's our last team. This team is from the category of fintech. It's called WeCover. It's represented by Jordi Pagès, who's the CEO. It's from Spain, and he will be joining us physically. What does WeCover do? Well, they're an embedded insurance made real. WeCover is the all-in-one solution to integrate insurance propositions into your onboarding process. Join me in welcoming Jordi Pagès.
Thank you. Thank you. So we will talk about WeCover, and we will talk about embedded insurance. And the first question is, what is embedded insurance about? So you will hear a lot in the next months and years. Embedded insurance is about asking the customer for the best cover in the right time at the right place. So we can unbundle any insurance offer in any digital environment. So the massive opportunity means think just about how many transactions we do daily in the internet, in e-commerce platform, in digital companies, and how many of them could bundle with an insurance offer. This is what we do. We do simple things simpler. So what we found out an industry, as you may know, that is basically poorly digitized, probably the last one. And what we found out also is that if you have to deal one-on-one with the local carriers, if you have to negotiate your insurance product, if you have to bring up the technology, this is really painful. So it's not going to happen, and in particular for non-insurers. So this is what we provide for B2B2C platforms, that they can offer to their customers an insurance offer, and they can do quote and buy. So basically, the platform regulates the end-to-end process. So in particular, we have three pieces. That is a front-end seamless integration. First one is that we can provide one check just to get the click and get the insurance with API or with a widget, with a plugin. We can provide a white label funnel that you can customize in your platform with no drops, with no landings, just fully embedded in your customer journey. And we can provide as well the insurance product as a tangible product, as an Amazon gift card that you can buy in a store, and then you can activate in a post-sale service with a digital 100% process. So who can provide this service? Any digital company, any retailer, any e-commerce platform that they want to bundle an insurance offer. So what we have done so far, basically we close deals with channel partners, more than 20, large companies like Fnac, Seat, and so on, some others. And we have now more than 5,000 customers that they have gone through our platform, that they have acquired the insurance with us. Okay? At the same time, we also got the attention of an investment fund, and we closed a funding round this month of August that it will help us to accelerate growth and to internationalize the business. In terms of gross written premium, we are now doing more than 120 quarterly gross written premium. So basically, the exit, the success, the key element of that is the team. We are a combination of insurance expertise, digital capabilities, so we take care of everything. Our competitive advantage is that this is real plug and play that has no cost for the B2B, that we just implement, and our business model is just getting the commissions out of the insurance companies. So we are supporting channel partners with any customer need they have, operations, technology, products, so on. Okay? So thanks very much for your time.
Thank you. Right on time. Questions?
Which type of insurance do you have already in place? And are you working with big insurance companies?
Yes, we are working with local carriers in Spain. We started in Spain. We are planning to internationalize the business from 2022. And we are working in different lines of business. We work for accidental managed for electronics, accidental damage, extended warranty, e-scooters, household, life insurance as well, motor, any kind of. Because what we do is that we are joining the distribution. So it's not just a vertical for one single product. We are joining the company and covering the different needs that they may have in different lines of business.
Okay, we got time for another question.
Could you please explain to me how you work with the TPAs? So how closely do you work and interact with them?
Okay, usually the TPA is managed by the insurance carriers. So what we are providing is basically the quote and buy process, okay, the integration with the local carrier, and then so the whole system is pre-configured. So you can go to the website, then it appears the click, you click the button, you get the policy, and the whole process of the post-claim service is done through the TPA, which is regulated by the local carrier. We can do it as well, but this is not yet our scope.
We have time for one quick question. All right, we're good. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's give a big hand to our amazing jury here, please. Big hand to our jury. Thank you for joining us. So that was it. 10 finalists. Tomorrow in the clausura, we will announce the winners. Right now, after this, we have a surprise for you. But before we do that, you all have a badge, right? But I don't think most of you know what's in this badge. Actually, if you open the badge, which is not easy to do, you will see a piece of paper inside. Actually, take the hook out, and you'll see a piece of paper inside. This piece of paper is actually seed paper. You can grow this plant with water. Now, I'm not sure with that what you can grow. You can actually smoke, but you can actually grow what's in this paper. It's probably going to be a surprise, but read the instructions. That's seed paper. But speaking of surprises, right now we've got open bar beer. Open bar beer. That means free beer. Outside waiting for everybody and live music. So thanks again for joining us in South Summit. This is the end of our second day. Tomorrow in the Clausura, you'll be able to see the winners, and we have a bunch of special guests. Thank you, and have a great evening.